we assume things are nailed on, but you know what? Everyone assumed La La Land was nailed on for Best
It's
Picture.
true.
And look at what happened there.
Oscar time. It is Pub Talk. I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is going to storm the Oscars.
Parasite's one of those films that blew me away.
Parasite will just edge it. I think it's going to be close.
Parasite.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the pub. It's the second time in the pub today. We've done two pub talks. We did one earlier today, myself and RobFuz, and now I'm back in the pub. I'm just about to pour a beer, so I'll not hang about. I'll introduce my partner for today. Fantasmic ears, Brandon. Where's RobFuz? Where is RobFuz? Is it a pub talk without RobFuz? Yes, it is, and he's letting the side down. But no, Rob's busy. He said he might join us in a bit. But Brandon, welcome, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for having me. It's finally, I guess, good to be back. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Life has just nonstop over this past month. So
tell me about it. I've been super busy since I got back from Florida. I've been nonstop, which I was discussing with Rob on Friday, and yeah, but it is good to be back. In doing stuff like this, and it's been a busy couple of months, I guess, especially a few weeks since the turn of the new year, since Christmas and New Year, and going away and shooting a film and everything like that, and everyone else has had things going on, just settling down into the new year, but it's awards season, and it's one of my most favorite times of the year, as awards season kicks off. So yeah, I'm pretty psyched about that, and yeah, I'm ready to get into it.
Yeah, me too, man. It's weird, like, other than like the documentary shorts, like, and just a couple films here and there, I feel like I've seen every single one.
Yeah, you've made a good head start to this year.
Yeah, yeah, which I'm really happy about, because we both know a couple years prior, I'm like, yeah, no, I would have been able to. Did not have time for that.
I've made a late start this year, so there's a lot of films I need to watch. I've not caught up on or made a list yet of everything I need to see. Rob is in the chat. He's here. He's working, unfortunately. Sam is in the chat as well. Welcome, Sam Lowe. How you doing? But yeah, I'm confident I will still get through everything I need to see before the Oscars. So
I have faith in you. You never fail to do it. So
no, exactly. By hook or by crook, I will manage it. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So obviously the 23 categories were announced today, and yeah, the first one, they always go with one of the supporting actor or actress performances first, and that was no different this year. So the first category that was announced was this one. Here are the nominees for Best Performance by an Actress in a Supporting Role. Angela Bassett for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Hong Chow for The Whale. Kerry Condon from The Banshees of Inisherin. Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once. So,
as far as awards go this year, Angela Bassett has just been taking it for supporting actress. But we have a good lineup so far. Okay, so I've made it well known to you. I'm not the biggest fan of Banshees of Inisherin. I feel like it's a two-hour movie of just nothing.
But
the performances weren't even that standoutish. I feel like they're like, like those films that'll get nominated for a bunch of different things just to say it got nominated for all of that.
Yeah,
I think that's this year's Power of the Dog.
Okay, yeah, I disagree with that. I mean, I do think it's a tough film to translate to American audiences. And I felt that the moment I started watching it, I was like, okay, I get it. I get the humor. Ireland is like a stone's throw away from us. So I totally get it. I did wonder though how it would translate to American audiences. I think it's a really good film with like a good subtle undertone of seriousness, but with great comedy etched on top. But how well that comedy translates to different audiences is another thing. So I really enjoyed it. I don't think Kerry Condon is going to take this one. I think, like you were saying, Angela Bassett's been sweeping awards season, and she's going to continue strong. I think heading into the BAFTAs and heading into the SAG Awards and things like that, and then the lead up to the Oscars. It's an interesting category to get us started with. I'm just looking at who else. There was obviously Hong Chow from The Whale. I've not seen The Whale yet. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Jamie Lee Curtis and Stephanie Hsu, both from Everything Everywhere All at Once, up against each other.
I can see Stephanie Hsu getting it as well. Between her or Angela Bassett, Jamie Lee Curtis getting nominated for an Oscar, that was fantastic.
Yes, yeah, I love that Jamie Lee Curtis was nominated. I think that's great. So let's take a look. Who is but yeah, I think it's going to go Angela Bassett, and I think you're inclined to agree at this stage.
Yeah. I mean, because this isn't our predictions. Just these aren't our picks just yet. We're just dropping what we've seen so far from Academy Awards season. So not Academy Awards, but award season so far and all that. So
yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, award season always has that thing where something can be strong all the way throughout and then change. Famously we saw that with La La Land, losing to Parasite, to Moonlight, sorry, or 1917 losing to Parasite is the 1917 was strong all the way through award season, and then sort of and the same with Power of the Dog last year. Power of the Dog was strong all the way through award season, and then as it headed into Oscars, Coda became, it changed the race, and it always happens, like with the Oscars being the last one, things do change, and it'll be interesting. I mean, Angela Bassett looks strong at the minute, but like you say, it could go to Stephanie Hsu. So
yeah,
who knows?
Yeah. But yeah, as far as there's no lock just yet.
No, there's no lock, and there's no surprises in that category. So the next category, though, that was announced is this one.
Here are the nominees for achievement in costume design: Babylon, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris.
I see this going as a lock to either Babylon or Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
I have you seen Everything Everywhere yet?
I've not. It's on my to watch list. It's on Amazon Prime, so I will.
Oh man,
I will get that. I will get that watched closer. Like maybe this weekend. Maybe like me and Kim have been talking about it. And we've said that we will get that one watched soon. So yeah, we might get that watched this weekend. I've heard interesting mixed reactions about it. So I'm going to go into it with an open mind.
It's a fun film.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. So
yeah, like there's a lot of deep undertones to it of just like, yeah, there's a lot going on, and I think it's handled so well and done so well.
Yeah.
So for now, I can see Everything Everywhere, but as far as costume design goes, there's some fantastic costumes in this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I do think that's an early one for Black Panther to take an award. Black Panther did really well, and I think it caught people off guard as well when was it 2017, 2018? I can't remember, but it won awards for costume design. It won awards for makeup and hairstyling, and I do think that Black Panther, could fare strong in this category once again. So yeah, my tip. I don't know anything about Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. I love the way Kim said that in the VT. But yeah, I don't know anything about that film. I'm gonna guess it's a period piece because period pieces tend to do well in costume design. But yeah, Babylon, Elvis, fine. But I think Black Panther is probably going to be the one that.
Yeah, my coworker Zach. Not my coworker, my co-host Zach.
On the podcast.
Yeah, on the podcast. He watched Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris when it came out, and I was just talking to him earlier about it. He said it's a really good film, so that's one of the ones I need to check out. It's going to be weird going into these films like that I haven't seen yet now. Because now I have a reason to look out for, okay, why is this nominated for best editing? Why is this nominated for best costume design? I'm not just going into the film, just looking at it as a whole.
As a whole, yeah, no, exactly. So yeah, which is it's a great thing and it's a bad thing at the same time because I do like to watch something as an entire production, and I don't want to watch a film and just be like, is the editing really good on this one, or or whatever, But at the same time, it is nice to know what it is you're looking out for once you know what has been nominated. So so yeah. But after costume design, the next one announced was this. Here are the nominees for achievement in sound. All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Elvis, and Top Gun: Maverick. It's not lost on me, by the way, that in that VT, the one for achievement in sound, which I did the voiceover for, the sound quality is awful. So Kim is in a hotel somewhere. So yeah, the irony. Kim is in a hotel somewhere, did her voiceovers on her phone, sent them to me. I started here doing it on my laptop. Backstage before we went live, I was having terrible audio troubles. Rob was jumping in and trying to help out. Brandon was, trying to help out. Ended up kind of restarting everything, and we went live just in time. And I'm hoping the audio is much clearer now than it was earlier.
It definitely is. It's funny because like you and I are both IT guys.
How many IT idiots does it take to fix? But yeah. So I was kind of doing that voiceover stuff for the VT earlier on, and I was like, it's not lost on me that the audio's terrible. So I think I only did it for a couple, and then I took Kim's tactic and started doing it on my phone and then emailing it to myself. So
yeah.
But sound achievement in sound.
I think this is a lock on either Top Gun Maverick or the Batman.
I don't think it's going to go to the Batman. I would be surprised, and I don't think it's going to go to Avatar.
It's not going to go to Avatar.
Sound achievement in sound traditionally would go to something like a musical or a war film, and here you've got Top Gun Maverick, which is great. You've got Elvis, and you've got All Quiet on the Western Front, and I think there's going to be three strong contenders there. Obviously, I can't completely dismiss the Batman because I've not yet seen it. I've seen Avatar. Avatar visually stunning, sound is great, but I don't think it's going to be in the movie shout for sound. But yeah, that's that. I think it's going to be more likely All Quiet on the Western Front, Top Gun, or Elvis. And if I was to put my neck on the line now, I would probably take All Quiet on the Western Front out of that running. Like All Quiet is a great film, really enjoyed it. I can't say the sound particularly stood out for me though. Obviously you can look at other films in the past, like Sound of Metal a couple of years ago, where you watched that and you knew that was a lock for sound. You knew that was, yeah. I think Top Gun was great. The sound was great on Top Gun. Elvis, I'm yet to see as well. But yeah, I think it's going to be probably between those two.
I can see where you're coming from. The Batman just has a fantastic and incredible sound design to it. I wouldn't discount it.
Yeah,
you'll see like when you're watching the film in I'm not sure he went. I think he bounced out or something. But when you're watching the Batman,
I'm still here, by the way.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. When you're watching the Batman,
I'm just giving you
Okay, for the 10th try here. When you're watching a Batman, make sure your sound is turned up. Make sure you have the bass levels turned up because, man, the sounds of the Batmobile and just like the sound of like when Batman is walking around and stuff. Oh my God, the editing in that is so freaking good.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to watch it. I'm looking forward to seeing it. So, so yeah, we'll see. You know, maybe I'll change my mind. Like this is, you know, like you said, this isn't our predictions yet. This is still early. You know, this is just our initial reaction, our reaction, I guess, or maybe not gut reaction because that was live earlier today. But now that we've had a few hours to kind of digest and process it and see what we've got to watch and what we think might take it in this part, you know, then it's yeah, it's interesting to kind of analyze everything. So yeah, so that was achievement in sound. Sticking with one of the sound ones or a musical one, the fourth category is.
Here are the nominees for achievement in music, best original score. All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fabelmans.
This is a lock for Babylon. Justin Hurwitz is taking this.
Yes.
Like, yeah. I don't know if you've heard the soundtrack yet, but holy Jesus.
I've not heard it yet, but I mean, Justin Hurwitz is great. Obviously, John Williams, legendary as well. So it's a tough category. I absolutely hated it. It's not often I say this, but about something, but I really did not like at all the soundtrack or the score to All Quiet on the Western Front. It was just
it was just a really repeated sound.
Noise. Yeah, it was a noise, and it just didn't balance right with the film for me. I don't know if it was designed to try and be unsettling in what is clearly a film about an unsettling time, you know, going into the trenches, and you know that obviously, you know, these people thought they were going to go be heroes, and then the harsh realities of war set in, and it's just stuff you can't even comprehend. And I don't know if the soundtrack was designed to just be as unsettling as that, and just, you know, chaotic. I don't know. It just, for me, it really, that was the thing I hated about the film, an otherwise great film. Yeah. So Rob says you work fast. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, whether that's the video clips or
the video cards. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's a, you know, we all know it's the Oscar stuff is a passion. So, but yeah, it's a shame because it's an otherwise great film. I did kind of like the score to Banshees, but it's not going to be in with a look. And I think you're right. This is going to be a lock for Justin Hurwitz. So.
Yeah, it's been long overdue. I feel like he's been snubbed in the past, so just now is his time to shine.
I would, and don't get me wrong, I would love to see John Williams take an award again. Like,
I would too.
But
literally, the soundtrack. I don't know what the Academy listens to. I don't know if they just listen to the release soundtrack or just like a score only version of the film. But the soundtrack that's released is only 30 minutes.
Yeah,
for the Fabelmans, which bugs the hell out of me because I love John Williams and I loved the Fabelmans. But when it comes to a soundtrack like Babylon, I've listened to that soundtrack maybe 15 or 16 times already, like on repeat. Wow. It's so freaking good.
Yeah,
and it's let me pull up Spotify real quick and see how long this actually is. This an hour and 37 minutes.
Oh well. Yeah, that's a long soundtrack. So that's yeah.
No, this is definitely a lock for Babylon.
Yeah, Rob says he was referring to Kim's voiceover as well. Yeah, Kim's great. You know, like she was away working. She's away for a couple of days. As soon as she got out, she went back to her hotel, and I was like, I phoned her. I was like, I need your help. Can you help me with this? And she was like, yeah, of course. And she was like, how do you want me to do it? We kind of went through what we did last year, and she was just like, right, I'm on it. I'll send it over to you in a minute. And they started pinging through within like sort of 10, 15, 20 minutes. And yeah, she's good. So, Yeah, so yeah, I agree. Hurwitz is probably going to take this one. The next category was so we went into the 2 writing categories after this. So first one being
Here are the nominees for Best Adapted Screenplay. All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery, Living, Top Gun Maverick, and Women Talking.
So I still need to see Living and Women Talking from this category. I've seen every single film up to now. As far as all these nominations, I've never heard of Living, but it has apparently great reviews. So I'll need to go. I'll need to check this one out at some point. And then Women Talking, I've heard it's decent, but
yeah, I've heard quite a lot about Women Talking. Living, I'm looking forward to seeing just because Bill Nighy, he's a great actor, and I think there's some other good actors in it as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing that one. I don't know anything about it, so I'm going to see it completely going into it completely blind. Glass Onion, like a Knives Out, was a great film, so I'm looking forward to seeing Glass Onion. It'd be interesting to see where this one goes. I do think this one could possibly be going to either All Quiet on the Western Front or Women Talking or Living. I don't know why. Like I've not seen Women Talking or Living, but
I don't see Glass Onion taking Best Adapted. Like I said it on my podcast review. Like I was completely fine with it getting nominated. I knew it wasn't going to win.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Is this the only category it was nominated in as well?
Yes. It's following suit of how it did at with Knives Out in 2019.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird because it took original screenplay then, but now since Benoit Blanc is a returning character, it converted to an adapted screenplay, which I'm fine with it going adapted, but it's not going to win.
Yeah, no, I think I'm inclined to agree, and it'll still be a fun watch anyway. I'm still going to watch it because I'm going to try and watch as many as I can, like I did last year. So Rob saying she's not even home yet. What a pro! Yeah, she is. She's a pro and a legend, and she just messaged me off chat like on Facebook. So just saying that she's probably going to go to sleep soon because she's got to get up at about 4 o'clock in the morning again. So she'll probably need to be asleep by the time we wrap this stream up. So yeah, it's the life of being on the road for Kim. But yes, I do think you're right. I think it probably won't go to Glass Onion, and I don't see Top Gun Maverick taking it either.
Top Gun was a great film, but as far as like writing, I have a feeling Women Talking upsells it.
Yeah, I think Women Talking, Living, maybe All Quiet, but I think it's going to be maybe Women Talking at this early stage. So that was adapted screenplay. The other writing category is
Here are the nominees for Best Original Screenplay: The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness.
I think this one's a much tougher category than the previous one.
I disagree. I've seen Everything here except for Triangle of Sadness.
Yep.
I see this as a lock for Everything Everywhere All at Once or The Fabelmans, because The Banshees of Inisherin, like, I wouldn't give Best Original Screenplay to somebody who chops off their fingers and throws it at someone's house. Like, that'll show.
That's yeah. See, I think the writing of Banshees of Inisherin is great because, like I say, it's like when we watched it, we said it was a bit like, and it's completely different, but it's a bit like Jojo Rabbit in that Jojo Rabbit was a very, very, very serious subject matter, as in Nazi propaganda, but it was done in a way that was palatable to watch it. It was done. It was very much made out to be a comedy, and when you watched it, you thought it was just comedic writing. no, it wasn't. That was actually the stuff that was put in Nazi propaganda. So it's so shockingly funny because you can't comprehend it these days, and I think Banshees of Inisherin was, it was very much about detachment and loneliness, and again, that's it plays on the psyche and mental health and mental well-being is a big thing that's come to the fore of recent years. So it's a very serious subject matter, but it's done in a very comedic way. So I do think the genius is in the writing there, so it could fare well, but it could do quite well. But I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to see any of. I've not seen Triangle of Sadness yet, but obviously it's been nominated for a few. Tar, I've heard a lot about. I'm yet to see it. Fabelmans and Everything Everywhere. I've only seen the one film, so I'm not saying I'm not putting my hat on the hook of Banshees right now. I'm just saying it has got good writing, but I could see any of these taking it right now. So
ultimately, I like thinking back on it. I can see Everything Everywhere taking this. There's a specific scene I think why regarding rocks. I'm not going to say anything past that because it's a very vital scene to the movie, and I can't say anything else. But like when you see Everything Everywhere, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, okay, the next category nominated was.
Here are the nominees for Best Live Action Short Film: An Irish Goodbye, Ivalu, Le Pupille, Night Ride, and The Red Suitcase.
We've reached a category which I've seen nothing, but
yeah,
that's always how it goes because like there's so many short films that are made in a year that like you wouldn't be able to know what's a lock until the nominations get announced.
That's right, and it's a category as well that we don't know. Like we never know. It's one of those ones where it's a ballot spoiler, isn't it? Let's face it. It's a pool spoiler. It's a ballot spoiler. It's you never know what's gonna be likely to take it until closer to the time. So, but yeah, short film, live action. I've heard a lot about The Irish Goodbye, and that is meant to be a contender. Now, I say this based on just what I've heard at the minute, but then the contender that I heard about for best short documentary didn't even get nominated in the end. So, and that was supposedly a front runner as well. So who knows at this point? It's yeah, The Irish Goodbye. I've not heard anything about Ivalu. I had heard the title of Le Pupille, and then you got Night Ride and The Red Suitcase. I don't know anything about those. Who knows? This like we say could go anywhere. So we won't get too hung up on this one. But the next category, another short category, but it's arguably got the best titles of any of the pictures. Rob's face before was a picture. Just when these one of these was announced, I'll let you guys watching figure out which one that might be.
Here are the nominees for Best Animated Short Film: The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse, The Flying Sailor, Ice Merchants, My Year of Dicks, and An Ostrich Told Me the World is Fake and I Think I Believe It.
I genuinely want to know what My Year of Dicks is about. You know what? I'm going to IMDb
I've seen it already.
Have you really?
So, yeah, I've seen it already. Yeah. So and it's Rob's like, I've got my soundbite.
It's not even on IMDb.
It's he says, "Wow, Kimmy says it too." It's I've got my sound bites. Yeah, it's I completely get the title afterwards. So it's an animation about a girl when she was kind of a teenager going into adulthood, and she's sort of in various relationships on the verge of possibly losing her virginity, and it's how the different guys treat her. So it's a nice play on words, basically. So it's well done. You know what? Funnily enough, obviously, when it comes to this category, and that is the standout. Even when they announced it live on the Oscar nomination announcement this morning, the audience reaction when they announced My Year of Dicks, it was just much hilarity and stuff like that. I think everyone completely overlooked the amazing title of the last film, and Ostrich told me the world is fake, and I think I believe it. I think that's great as well. So it's a great category. I love watching animations anyway, so I'll be intrigued to see how these go. But yeah, I think My Year of Dicks is going to be popular just on the title alone.
I'm now excited to watch it.
It's good subject matter. To be fair, it is a good subject matter. So
somebody reviewed this on Letterboxd. Like, by the way, if you don't have Letterboxd, I highly recommend getting it. I'll explain it to you after the stream. But cool. Somebody posted a review. I hope this gets nominated for an Oscar because I want to hear someone say the title on live TV.
Yeah, it certainly is. It certainly is nominated. So yeah, so we go. That's. I don't know, like there's no Disney short or anything like that this year that I'm aware of. The Boy, the Mole, The Fox and the Horse, The Flying Sailor, Ice Merchants, My Year of Dicks, and Ostrich told me the world is fake, and I believe it. It'll be interesting to see where that goes, but I think I'm already leaning towards the obvious choice, and I think it's just because it stands out instantly. It stands out, and I think that's gonna draw audiences to it. And like I say, it's actually quite it's really good actually to watch. So yeah. So the 9th category.
Here are the nominees for Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role. Brendan Gleeson in The Banshees of Inisherin, Brian Tyree Henry in Causeway, Judd Hirsch in The Fabelmans, Barry Keoghan in The Banshees of Inisherin, and Ke Huy Quan in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
This is a lock for Ke Huy.
Yeah, I think so as well. He's been taking it through award season so far. It's such a great story to see him come back into acting. After he'd been out of it for so long, he thought his dream was over. He was a child actor in Indiana Jones and in the Goonies, and then he hasn't really done anything since like 1991 when he was in Encino Man or California Man, if you're from the UK, with Brendan Fraser. And then he wasn't getting any work, and he realized that Hollywood kind of just didn't want Asian actors. There wasn't a big call for them, and he felt his acting dream was over, and so he started working behind the camera, and everything kind of changed when he saw Crazy Rich Asians several years later, and he realized that the landscape in Hollywood had changed, and there was an appetite for multicultural actors again, and so he spoke to his wife, and he kind of said, I kind of want to revisit this dream. And she supported him and said, "Yeah, well, do it." Even though he'd been through so much heartbreak before, and it's great to see him now in a film that's leading, several Oscar categories or completely across award season, not just the Oscars. But again, him and the lead, all being nominated as well. And it's superb to see. I mean, what a cast! I think they got 5 acting nominations. Am I right in thinking in this so far?
Basically, the entire main cast is
which is great, and it's great for him. And so far he's taken the Critics' Choice, he's taken the Golden Globe. I think he's possibly taken one of the others as well so far. So
did he get BAFTAs or?
BAFTA's not been. I mean, he's nominated. BAFTA's not been obviously announced yet because that's 3 weeks before the Oscars. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. So
I think this is a lock for him. Just no other performances stood out like his this year. Brendan Gleeson, meh. Barry Keoghan, meh.
I thought Barry Keoghan was quite good. Like his performance was actually really good in Banshees.
He was in it for less than a minute.
No, he was in it more than that. Brendan Gleeson wasn't a stellar performance. It was good, but it wasn't for me. Like it was. I mean, it was understated. I thought it was quite a quiet performance. You only really, I mean, Colin Farrell is obviously the lead actor in it, and his performance was great and stole the show completely. But yeah, it's interesting to see Banshees get a couple of nominations there. Yeah, so I don't know. I think I've not seen The Fabelmans yet, so I don't know what Judd Hirsch's performance is like. But I do think that Ki Hee Kwan is going to take this one.
It's another scenario for Judd Hirsch is like he's in it for maybe 3 minutes of the film.
Right, got you. And I've not seen Causeway yet either to know what Brian Tyree Henry's performance is like.
What is it called?
Causeway.
I still need to see that.
Yeah, I've not seen that one yet to know what that performance is like from Brian Tyree Henry. But yeah, I think you're right in that this will be, and Rob says as well, Ki Hee Kwan will probably take this one at the moment, I think. So he's leading the way. Again, we all, I'm going to reiterate, we all know that the races can change in the Oscars, in the lead ups, but there are always some locks for award season as well, and I think this one is a lock right now. So this was the point where in the announcements they took a break. We're not going to take a break. We will go straight into the next one, which is
Here are the nominees for Achievement in Music, Best Original Song. Applause from Tell It Like a Woman. Hold My Hand from Top Gun, Maverick. Lift Me Up from Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Naatu Naatu from RRR. And This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I need to re-listen to This Is a Life, and I still need to see what was that first one that got nominated again. The first nominee.
That was Applause from Tell It Like a Woman. I've not seen.
I still need to do that too, but as of right now, I can see this going to Naatu Naatu or Lift Me Up.
Yeah, interesting.
Have you seen RRR yet?
I've not seen RRR yet, but no, I'm gonna give that a watch soon. I think so. It's on Netflix.
That's another fun film. It's a 3-hour movie. This year is full of 3-hour films.
Yeah,
it was a fun movie. It's one of those movies where how like overly dramatic Bollywood films are. This is a Tollywood film. This is one of those films where it's just so much fun to watch. Meanwhile, like at the same time, he does have a story. It's good. It's a good watch.
Cool. Yeah. I look forward to that. So, it'll be interesting. Diane Warren nominated again with Applause, and because Tell It Like a Woman isn't nominated for anything else, I think once again Diane Warren is going to get overlooked. She got an honorary Oscar a few months ago at the Academy. They sometimes do like Academy honorary things, and Rob's saying she's been nominated 14 times. Wow. She got an honorary Oscar, and she did kind of joke and say, "Thanks for finally allowing me to win one." But it's not the same as actually winning on Oscars night. And I think she's unfortunately going to get overlooked again, and she's got to be due one soon. It seems to be a running joke now that Diane Warren is going to get nominated every year, and at the minute she's going to get overlooked. Maybe soon, maybe next year. Who knows? But that's original song. The 11th category is
Here are the nominees for Best Documentary Feature Film. All That Breathes, All the Beauty and the Bloodshed, Fire of Love, A House Made of Splinters, and Navalny.
And this was a surprise to me because Descendant was not nominated, which is a great documentary I've already seen on Netflix. It was a contender, and it wasn't nominated, which was a surprise. So Descendant's not nominated. So that means the one documentary that I've seen, I thought I was getting ahead of the game. No, I've got to go back and watch another 5.
I have to watch all 5 because I haven't seen a single one.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's sometimes these are already out there on things like Netflix or Amazon Prime or Disney Plus. So it'll be interesting to see where these documentaries are and try and get them boxed off as well. Yeah, I've not really heard of any of these, so there's nothing really I can say right now. I can't make a prediction because the one that was allegedly one of the leading contenders isn't even there. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that category goes.
Definitely.
Yeah, and the same with documentary shorts.
Here are the nominees for Best Documentary Short Film. The Elephant Whisperers, Haul Out, How Do You Measure a Year, The Martha Mitchell Effect, and Stranger at the Gate.
Now, this one I have heard of some of the documentaries. Again, because I was trying to get ahead of the time, there was one that was a clear front runner called Nuisance Bear, which I watched because that was available to watch on YouTube. And I was like, okay, great. So I watched it thinking I was getting ahead of the game, didn't get nominated. But I have heard of The Elephant Whisperers. I knew that was in the running. I have heard of How Do You Measure a Year, and I have heard of Stranger at the Gate. So 3 of those at least I've heard of. I've not heard of Haul Out. I've not heard of The Martha Mitchell Effect. Again, I'm sure these documentaries will be out there and available to see somewhere. So yeah.
I still got to watch all 5 of those too. What's funny is speaking of bear movies, have you seen the trailer for Cocaine Bear?
No, I've not seen that. No.
Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it. Yeah, I've heard of it. I've not seen the trailer for it. So yeah. So yeah, that'll It's interesting that one wasn't nominated. So.
No, because it comes out this year.
So it's not in contention yet.
Best picture for next year on the lock already. Not really. That's not going to get anywhere near.
Yeah. The next category, and I think this one's going to be between 2. It was this one.
Here are the nominees for Best International Feature Film. All Quiet on the Western Front, Germany. Argentina, 1985, Argentina. Close, Belgium. EO, Poland. And The Quiet Girl, Ireland.
I am really pissed off that India didn't send in RRR for consideration for didn't send in for RRR.
Yeah.
What a stupid.
Did it win the Globe or the Critics' Choice?
Yes.
It won one of them. Yeah.
What a stupid decision to not send it in the Academy.
Yeah.
So I mean, already you can already tell like which one it's going to be this time. It's going to be
All Quiet.
All Quiet. That's
All Quiet on the Western Front. I think Argentina 1985 will be its main contender. But yeah, I think had RRR been nominated in this category, then I think that would have been a really tense, wide open race. Instead, like you say, I think it's clearly going to go to All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rob says that was dumb, referring to RRR.
I don't know what came over them to be like, oh yeah, let's not send this in. Let's just send it for Best Original Song. So stupid.
Yeah, it's I don't understand their line of thinking there. So but yeah, I guess it is it is what it is, and that opens the door for a different winner. And it does make it interesting that it's not, I do get fed up when there are locks in award season, when somebody scoops every single award. Don't get me wrong, sometimes people deserve it, absolutely, but it always makes it more interesting heading into the Oscars when there's a wide open race, because 3 or 4 different films or different people have won the awards in the same categories over things. And that's one of the things I like about the Golden Globes is it opens up 2 doors, so then when you go into the rest of award season, it's like, oh, is it going to be this or this? Because they're now condensed in one category. So yeah. So that's international feature, probably going to go to All Quiet on the Western Front, Argentina 1985, will be its main contender. I think, like we say, it possibly could have been RRR, but they didn't submit it, which is crazy. The next category is
Here are the nominees for Best Animated Feature Film: Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, The Sea Beast, and Turning Red.
I didn't see Turning Red nominated earlier. I'm surprised about that one. I still need to see The Sea Beast. I need to finish Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, and I need to finish Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
Yeah. I think it's likely to be Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio at this point. I'm saying this having not seen any of the others, but I just think what's gone into Pinocchio, I can totally see. And I wasn't expecting, we watched it the other night, and I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. I thought it was going to be very arty. Guillermo del Toro, the last couple of films he's done was Nightmare Alley, which was very film noir, very arty. And the same with Shape of Water, which he obviously won Best Picture for. Very film noir, very arty. And I thought this would be similar. I thought it would be quite pretentious, and I didn't think I'd like it. Actually, it's really, really well done. I think the humor in it is great. We laughed at bits, and other bits we were just like, whoa, the whole thing, and the fact that it's stop motion as well. I think it's really, really clever, and I do think that's the film to beat. I'm not saying right now it will definitely win because I need to see the others as well. But right now I'm thinking, it's the one that I think is the one to beat, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Plus the Academy just loves stop motion.
Yeah.
So I mean, with that right there is like that's the lock on it.
Yeah.
I can see. I'm drawing a blank here. I can see Marcel the Shell with Shoes On being a tight second, but as of right now, no, as far as Best Animated, it's going to go to Pinocchio.
Yeah, that would be my guess. That would be my guess. So, okay, the next category is
Here are the nominees for Achievement in Makeup and Hairstyling: All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Elvis, and The Whale.
This is a lock on The Whale.
This is what interests me about this category this year, because if you think when Black Panther, the original Black Panther came out, that won makeup and hairstyling, it won costume design, things like that. It won a few things that I think shocked a few people at the time because they were convinced other pictures were going to win it. But Black Panther did really well at the Oscars, and I think it's going to do really well this time. But then you've got The Whale, and The Whale, they completely transform Brendan Fraser, a bit like they did with Tammy Faye last year with Jessica Chastain, or they did a few years ago with Darkest Hour, Winston Churchill, and things like that. So I think it's going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be quite a close race between those two.
Yeah, like the Batman, great. Like they made Colin Farrell unrecognizable as the Penguin.
Yeah,
but he was only in it for a short amount of time. Brendan Fraser is the main focus of this entire movie, so they had to make sure his makeup, his fat suit, and everything was on point.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's likely that Brendan Fraser, like the makeup that they did for him for The Whale I think it's likely that he's going to be, not because obviously the hair and makeup wasn't to do with Brendan Fraser, it was just that it was done on him. But the hair and makeup done for that film, for The Whale, I think could take it. But like I say, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, because it did so well the first time round, I think it can't be discounted. I don't think the hair and makeup is necessarily anything to shout home about on All Quiet on the Western Front. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but I don't think it's
it's nothing special.
And Elvis, I've not seen Elvis yet, so I can't comment on the hair and makeup design.
See, they do the same thing like they did with the Whale and the Batman for Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
But I mean, you still see Tom Hanks.
Got you.
And then Austin Butler just generically looks like Elvis, anyways. So
yeah. Okay. Next category is
Here are the nominees for achievement in production design. All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, Babylon, Elvis, and The Fabelmans.
Avatar has no reason being here. They literally their production design is literally just a soundstage where it's literally just set up for a mocap.
Yeah.
What a joke. What a joke.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Avatar was nominated in this category. I don't think Avatar will win. I think production design for All Quiet on the Western Front is quite good. I've not seen Babylon and Elvis enough to say anything about their production design. What I will say is The Fabelmans. Obviously, it's a Spielberg sort of story, and one thing Hollywood like to do is honor their own. So if you think back to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that won production design because Hollywood loved to, sort of give it a head nod to their own. And with this being a story about Spielberg, I do think that it could maybe, sort of take it.
Babylon is also a story for their own.
Yeah.
I can see either Babylon or The Fabelmans taking it at this point.
Yeah.
Babylon more than Fabelmans because just some of the set designs in Babylon are just insane.
Yeah. So it could be like you said, I don't think Avatar is going to take that one. All Quiet could take it, but I think it's more likely to be The Fabelmans or Babylon. Not seeing Elvis. Can't comment on
what took it in 2019? Because I mean, this film is a lot. All Quiet is very resonant of 1917's film design.
Let's have a look. 2019 production design. Oscar. That says Black Panther.
Well, 2019 or 2020. Sorry.
2020 was. Let's take a look. 2020 was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I can see it going to then Babylon or The Fabelmans for sure. Because All Quiet. I mean, it was good, but it just resembles too much of any other World War I film.
Love Pugs is in. Hello, everyone. Hello, Love Pugs. I think, for the same reasons, like you say, it's the production design is good on All Quiet on the Western Front, but I think it's likely to be The Fabelmans or Babylon, and I've not seen either of them. I'm just going based on what I've heard. So, but again, this isn't my prediction yet. I've got a lot of things to watch before I lock in my predictions. So. But yeah, the next category is
Here are the nominees for achievement in film editing. The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick.
Again, early days because I've only seen.
I'm sending you a photo.
I've only seen two of these, but at the moment I could see Top Gun maybe taking this one.
I just sent you a photo that you should probably check out really quickly because, this is why I think Everything Everywhere is going to be a lock.
Okay. Oh yeah, the proton line for everything. Yeah, fair one. Yeah, it's entirely possible then. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the purposes of that, let me just what I will do is I will share that. So that was this one. So that's the photo right there. Yeah. Yeah, that's the photo of the editing in Everything Everywhere All at Once. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, whether that does get the award. Has it taken award? What has it taken awards so far?
For editing?
Yeah,
I believe so. I'm
Yeah.
not entirely sure. I have to look back.
And
But,
has it been up against Top Gun? If it has,
yes, it has. But like,
Yeah.
Top Gun was nothing special. Tar was nothing special. Elvis, I mean, sure. Banshees of Inisherin, no.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know. Editing, you quite often, again, if you get something that's loud and got a lot of sound and fast paced and got a lot of action and things like that. So like a motor racing film or a war film or things like that, that then quite often editing can go to things like that. So that's why I said Top Gun could take it, but you're right. Looking at the rest of award season, it could very well go to Everything Everywhere for that editing. And I've not seen Everything Everywhere yet, as we said at the top of the show. Hopefully going to watch that this weekend. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So.
I for a film lover like you, I think your eyes will pop when you see some of the editing ways of just like when they're jumping into different multiverses. So
Yeah.
Text me.
It's a good version.
1 second, Adam.
Okay. Well, so it'll be interesting to see Everything Everywhere All at Once, and to see how they have put that together, how the editing's come together and things. So yeah, we'll see on that. So you back, Brandon? Yeah, all good.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I think this is a lock for Everything Everywhere. But like I said, like I think your eyes will pop when you see certain scenes, like how they're cut together when she's traveling through different multiverses, like I'm like, oh my god! I walked out of that film immediately thinking, yeah, this is going to take best editing.
Okay, cool. And it's always interesting as well because editing is one of those categories that you always kind of look to see. There are 3 categories that are synonymous with Best Picture, and that's editing, directing, and cinematography. So obviously you got the Banshees of Inisherin in this. You got Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick. So it'll be interesting to see whether all 5 of those or make Best Picture or not. We'll get to that in a few minutes. But speaking of those 3 synonymous categories, the next one is
Here are the nominees for achievement in cinematography. All Quiet on the Western Front, Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths, Elvis, Empire of Light, and Tar.
So I do find that one interesting because cinematography takes out, or brings in brings in a couple of films that we've not yet heard of or seen nominations for across the rest of the awards. So Bardo and which was the other one? You had Bardo and Empire of Light, and so I think they've probably been nominated by the European voters. They always like to throw a curveball in there when it comes to directing, the directing category. So yeah, but what's your thoughts on best cinematography? This is Robert. Yeah, cinematography category.
The Batman was snubbed. I'll say that. It was freaking snubbed. But for cinematography, this is tough because like I would easily say maybe Elvis or All Quiet on the Western Front. But then you have Roger Deakins, who is literally the god of cinematography. This man could literally film an hour of paint drying, and he'd get an Oscar nomination.
Didn't he win? He won for 1917, didn't he? So
he did.
Yeah. So
and he won again last year for Dune.
Yeah. So yeah,
I think he's going to take it again just because he's Roger freaking Deakins.
It'll be interesting because like we say, Empire Light, you've not seen it nominated for anything else so far. So if he was to take that would be very, very interesting, and it'd blow the doors wide open again for Best Picture because you wouldn't see a one of the best picture films kind of taking all of those subcategories that are normally seen as synonymous. So it'll be interesting to see. The 19th category is.
Here are the nominees for achievement in visual effects. All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun: Maverick.
This is a lock for Avatar. I don't know why. I don't know why everybody else says otherwise. Like this picture I just sent you on Facebook. That is an actual shot. That's an actual shot from Wakanda Forever. This Wakanda Forever has no business being on there.
Interesting. So that's I'll share it again for our audiences at home. So that's the one you're talking about right there. Yeah,
that's embarrassing.
So, yeah, that's yeah. Have they just held up a kid's figure there, or what? What did they do? So
like I don't know how I'm supposed to be like cool. Let me because there's no tonal tone. There's no like pixelation there or anything as far as tone down as far as you sharing your screen. That came in its full quality. That's what that was.
Oh wow. So yeah,
like Forever has a great story. But Marvel as a whole has really been lacking lately when it comes to making their films with VFX. So that's embarrassing. That is just straight up embarrassing and sad that they would even consider putting that in there. But that being said, I mean, it just makes it easier of a win for Avatar.
Yeah, I'll be shocked if Avatar doesn't take this one. It's got to be locked in surely. So yeah, we'll see, of course. But I think it's going to be Avatar. It's the amount that's gone into it to make it what it is. It's Avatar is all about the visual aesthetics. So it's for it to not take it would be a huge shock. So
yeah.
So the other nominees in that category are. Let's have a look. Give me a second. All Quiet on the Western Front. I don't necessarily think that's right with stunning visual effects. The Batman, I'm sure it will have some good ones. And Top Gun Maverick, yeah, again, good visual effects, but nothing compared to Avatar. So, yeah. Into the last four categories, then the four big ones. The first one being this one.
Here are the nominees for Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role. Austin Butler in Elvis, Colin Farrell in The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser in The Whale, Paul Mescal in Aftersun, and Bill Nighy in Living.
I still need to see Living and Aftersun.
Yeah.
But with how the awards have gone so far, it's a very tight game between Austin Butler and Brendan Fraser. It can go either way on the two of them because both have one won the Globes, one won Critics' Choice.
Well, on that, Colin Farrell also won a Golden Globe because obviously, again, the Globes split it up. So
he won by Best Comedy, right?
Yeah. So Colin Farrell's in that race as well. So I think that's a three-way race at the minute, and that makes this category exciting. I think Austin Butler's probably the favorite at the moment. I think he's won a couple of awards, but Colin Farrell's won one, Brendan Fraser's won one, Austin Butler. It's going to be between those three, and I like the fact that we've got an award at the minute that isn't necessarily a lock, which is good.
I don't understand the love for Colin Farrell in this role. Nothing stood out.
he carries the film. Like, he's in every single scene.
I know he is, but there was
he's in every single scene, and he carries the film. And I think he goes on he goes on a journey. And that's the thing. He goes on an emotional journey. Like, he's convinced everything's all right, and he's trying his best, and eventually, it's not all good. And yeah, I just think he goes, here's Rob. He couldn't stay away for too long. I just think his character goes on a full journey, and yeah, I think his performance is great. Personally, his performance is what made the film for me. But yeah, it was
There's just the funniest scene of his in the movie is when he goes back to the pub. He's like, he threw his fucking fingers up my door.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for that, but
family friendly. Yeah. They say it slightly different as well.
I think that's how I remember it as. Like, he just chops off his fingers, throws it at the door.
You're spoiling that movie big time.
Yeah, it's
spoiling that movie. It's a bore fest.
Adam loved it.
Yeah, me and Kim both loved it. We thought it was great. So yeah. Like I say, I think it's just an audience translation issue.
I don't know who to trust because I hated Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Of course you did.
And Brandon loved it, and he says he hates this one, so I think we're gonna love this one. So
yeah, we'll see.
I didn't hate it. It was just so weird. I couldn't get over the weirdness.
Did you like Power of the Dog?
No.
Okay.
Nobody liked Power of the Dog.
No one did.
Nobody liked Power of the Dog. It had
except for entitled film snobs.
Power of the Dog, you could see its brilliance in filmmaking, but it wasn't an entertaining watch for an audience member. What was your thoughts, Rob? You just joined us in the late to the game here, but we were just saying. I think this is a wide open.
Is a great voiceover artist that she should be doing for a living. So she's unbelievable. That's my thoughts. So.
I agree. So. I do think this is a wide open category with three possible contenders right now. So
yeah, I said the same thing this morning. So yeah.
We're on
next, actor,
right? We're on actor. Yes,
yeah.
we're on actor.
Who knows? It could go either way. I don't know. Do you think Brendan Fraser has a chance?
I think Fraser's got a chance. I think Farrell's got a chance, and I think Austin's got a chance. I don't know about the other two.
It's very, very tight.
It's gonna be tough. I don't know.
Yeah.
The great thing about the Oscars is I think we might get more of a buzz closer to it. You know what I mean? It's tough because
I think when it leads into the Oscars, the BAFTAs can be a great precursor.
Mm.
It's the show. It's the penultimate award season show, I think, and that's the one where the tide sometimes starts to change. And we saw that 2 years ago. When everyone thought that Best Actor was going to go to, give me 1 second. Sorry. Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, no, Chadwick Boseman. When everyone thought Best Actor was going to go to Chadwick Boseman, to the point where they made that category the last one of the night. They flew in Chadwick Boseman's family to accept it on his behalf. And then at the end,
they were like, screw you guys.
And then in the end, it went to Sir Anthony Hopkins, who wasn't even there. He wasn't even in and this was the pandemic Oscars, where you had audiences in London and Australia and things as well. Award members that were able to accept their award sort of remotely. And he wasn't even in that auditorium in London. He was fast asleep in South Wales.
He had no clue.
He didn't
just
think and yet he just won the BAFTA a couple of weeks before. So Chadwick Boseman had swept award season for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and then all of a sudden Anthony Hopkins with The Father, great performance, and he took the BAFTA, and then he went on to take the Oscar as well. So I think the BAFTA could be a good precursor here, and I do think the British audiences might go with Colin Farrell. Again, I think that could be a translation thing with the humor and everything, the Irish humor. I think is more relatable to British audiences than it is to American audiences, and it just might turn the tide. And Austin Butler could be in with a fight on his hands. And again, let's not discount Brendan Fraser because he's won an award already, and his is a great performance. Yeah. That's my thoughts. So, the next category.
Here are the nominees for Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role. Kate Blanchett in Tar. Anna de Armas in Blonde. Andrea Riseborough in To Leslie. Michelle Williams in The Fabelmans. And Michelle Yeoh in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
This is a lock for Kate Blanchett or Michelle Yeoh. There's no if.
I like how you say a lock and then you pick two.
I know. I was like,
yeah.
I'm saying it's a lock because
So it's unlocked.
like they've been taking everything this year.
Yeah.
Watching
But
Tar,
again,
I'm not the biggest fan of Tar, but I easily saw why she was nominated for Best Actress.
she's just a great actress.
Yeah. So it's open. It's between two of them. Yeah.
Michelle Yeoh is actually the first Asian woman to be nominated for an Oscar since I think 1980.
No.
Let me
No. When you say the first Asian woman, that can't be true. You've got to be in this category specifically, surely, because
let me. Michelle is the first Asian woman since Merle. For this category, but Michelle Yeoh was the first Asian woman since Merle Oberon in 1935 to be nominated for Best Actress at the Oscars.
I was going to say because Yoo Jung Yoon won as Asian and she won for Minari for Best Supporting Actress. So that was and Chloe Zhao is Asian and she won Best Director.
I was referring to this category.
Okay, so this category specifically, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I get caught up by your music. So,
I think Kate Blanchett. Or I've not seen Blonde. I've not seen To Leslie. In fact, do you know what? I've not seen any of these pictures yet, but I just know through award season, Michelle Yeoh and Kate Blanchett seem to be leading the way. I don't think I've seen Andrea Riseborough nominated in any of the other award shows yet. So she's a bit of a shock inclusion. So so we're down to two more categories, which are
Here are the nominees for Achievement in Directing. Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin. Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans. Todd Field for Tar. And Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness.
It's the Daniels or Spielberg. There's no competition there.
Yeah. I think I'm inclined to agree. I don't think Martin McDonagh will take it on Banshees. I don't know enough about Tar for Todd Field or Triangle of Sadness for Ruben Östlund, but I think I'm not sure who's taken the directing ones so far. I think has Spielberg's won one so far.
Spielberg won the Golden Globes.
Yeah. Okay.
And
so
then,
that
at Critics' Choice,
the Stevens. Yeah, you're right.
Let me see.
You're right. The other guys won.
Yeah, was it the Daniel?
Who knows? I don't know. I didn't love Fabelmans. I know Brandon loved it. It's in his top 5 movies of all time, which is shocking. Top 10, maybe.
No, literally, The Fabelmans is my number 2 film of all time.
Number 2 of all time.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not that great, but I love Spielberg. It could have been so much better of a movie because I just know Spielberg's story. I've been analyzing and watching his story for years. I just wish they did like some of his younger thing a little bit more, and then like when he like was at the studios, when he became like sneaking into the Universal lot, like meeting other people, the way he like started. I wish I saw more of that. So like at the end, like they showed like him meeting it. Well,
that's saved for Fabelmans too.
I can't say it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say don't spoil it for me. I've not seen it.
I'm happy they gave the life story, and then like it was funny because after I watched that movie, I watched a documentary on Steven Spielberg that's on HBO Max, which is great, and they showed portions of the movie with his real life parents and stuff, and it was kind of cool. So, but like I said, I know Brandon loves that movie. I'm sorry, Brandon. It was good. It wasn't.
It's one of the best films I've ever seen.
I really hope Spielberg wins it because there's been a long time since we've seen Spielberg win an Oscar, and he's had some great films along the way. So I think
a movie about his life would just be nice for him to win.
Yeah, it would be so poetic for him to win an Oscar for that. So I really hope Spielberg wins it. I think it's likely to be between those two films, Fabelmans and Everything Everywhere All at Once. But
they were saying like the Fabelmans kind of show like that's like Spielberg's style, like E.T. kind of had like the way his parents were in this movie, like, and like the Close Encounters of the Third Kind, like they had like the same kind of tones. Like that's where his inspiration was, but parents. So to see that kind of full circle and to see that come to fruition in the Fabelmans, I get it. It's cool, but I don't know.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Going back to Best Actress here for a second, I'm shocked Margot Robbie wasn't nominated for Nellie Leroy in Babylon. And I'm shocked that Paul Dano wasn't nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
For
Brad Pitt, too, was an upset, supposedly.
Oh, my God. Yeah, no. Brad Pitt not getting nominated. This was one of his best roles. I'm being completely honest here. His role in Babylon, like, normally, like, if I'm watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, I don't see Cliff Booth. Or I don't even remember the other guy's name. But when it comes to Babylon, I see Jack Conrad, and that's it. I don't see him as Brad Pitt. That's the power of that movie that had.
Yeah.
So both Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt should have gotten it. Diego Calva should have gotten a Best Actor nomination. But
I mean, there were always snubs, aren't there? I think a lot of people tipped Adam Sandler for Hustle as well. So.
Yeah, here's some snubs on it. Yeah. Hold on a sec. Here's some snub from a USA Today article today. Obviously, maybe not obviously, but Tom Cruise, Viola Davis. Well, this is the article.
Viola Davis
was
a snub right there.
Adam Sandler, some female directors.
Oh, yeah. Hello, Daniel.
Wow, there we go.
Daniel, you should come and join us. I'll send you the link.
Eddie Redmayne for The Good Nurse. Baz Luhrmann for Elvis. Like he was kind of snubbed. It was his movie, so there was a couple snubs in there that they were saying. And I brought this up with Adam afterwards. We did this morning in the stream.
Yeah,
I said, look, if Will Smith didn't do his fiasco last year, you think he might have been nominated for the it was all in line for to be nominated for his, what was that movie? This Apple TV Plus movie?
Oh, I can't remember.
Emancipation. That's what.
Yeah, Emancipation. That's the one. Yeah.
I have no clue, but like, did people like? I don't hear a poop about. Like, I haven't heard a peep about it. I don't know why I said poop, but I haven't heard a peep about the Will Smith controversy and not being overlooked for this. So it might be a lousy movie. I don't know anything about it, but I wonder.
I think the Academy is trying to steer away from Will Smith for this year at least.
I think it's one of those where it would have for them to ban him for 10 years, and I know that's not a ban on being nominated, but for him to do what he did last year, and the Academy to ban him and say, right, that's it, we're going to revoke his membership and not allow him back for 10 years, for him to then turn up the very next year in a leading, it would have been a slap across the Academy's face. It would have been Will Smith slapping the Academy instead of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. So I just think this year it probably was wise to not have him back. I think the Academy would really like to not have what happened last year brought up time and again, even though it's going to be like the Academy doesn't want the more embarrassing elements brought up and played over and over and over again. They always are, like the La La Land faux pas with Moonlight, or things like that. There's always been things where the shocking elements that kind of get played again, where people snub their Oscars or whatever as well. And this one wasn't necessarily political; it was just aggro, needless aggro. It was a moment of someone not thinking things through, and it really it didn't reflect well on the Hollywood's glitz and glamour evening. So I think the Academy probably just want that one swept under the carpet, and it's probably best for him to not be in the audience this year, And
well, he wouldn't be allowed to be in the audience. That's the funny thing.
Well, people making jokes about it, and there might still be jokes about it. I'm pretty sure Jimmy Kimmel is not going to go quietly on that one, is he? No. So
it's just going to be there's going to be the stupid line of, "Oh, hey, where's Will Smith? I hope I don't say anything bad about his wife." That's Jimmy Kimmel. That's his humor. It's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. So the last category is drum roll from Mr. Fuzz.
Here are the nominees for Best Picture.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
Avatar: The Way of Water.
The Banshees of Inisherin.
Elvis.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
The Fabelmans.
Tar.
Top Gun: Maverick.
Triangle of Sadness.
And Women Talking.
I still need to see Triangle of Sadness and Women Talking, but I think this is going to either go to The Fabelmans or Everything Everywhere All at Once. I
agree.
I as far as Everything Everywhere, I think it's going to take it just on the premise of the technicality of it.
Yeah,
like Letterboxd. It's Letterboxd's highest rated film, which is insane. You have all of these best actor, best actress, editing, hair and makeup. Sure, Power of the Dog got that too, but night and day on these two different films.
Yeah, I think Everything Everywhere, based on the number of nominations that it has, is going to be up there. I was surprised to see Avatar: Way of Water get in, and I thoroughly enjoyed the film. I was surprised to see it get in onto Best Picture, though. I thought Black Panther Wakanda, not Black Panda. That's different animal. Black Panther
was awesome. I think it should win.
Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I thought that was going to get nominated because the original Black Panther was in the Best Picture race as well. But yeah, Avatar seemed to take that slot. I can see All Quiet on the Western Front. I mean, that's got a lot of nominations. I don't think it's going to take Best Picture. I think it's going to take Best International instead. It will take some other awards as well, I'm sure. Banshees of Inisherin, it's a great. I think it's a great film. I know Brandon's not a fan. I don't think it will take Best Picture though.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, Fabelmans. I've not seen it yet, but maybe Tar seems to have a lot of love this year as well. So
not for Best Picture, I think should like. Go ahead, Adam. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's fine. Yeah, Top Gun Maverick. It's a great technical film. It's not a Best Picture contender for me. Triangle of Sadness. I've not seen it yet. But, and Women Talking. So yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I think the top three at the moment are likely to be Fabelmans, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Elvis, possibly Tar in that as well. So yeah, that's my take.
See, I think All Quiet will win. Go ahead, Adam. Brandon, go ahead.
Well, I mean, to answer your question, it'll win international because RRR wasn't there. But man, Adam, you've got your work cut out ahead of you, man.
He always does. He always does.
I'm looking forward to it, though.
I agree with you, Brandon. All Quiet's going to win thing. Avatar, I don't think it's going to win Best Picture. Banshees, I don't know. I think they're going to give it to the actors. I think that's where it's going to shine. Elvis, I don't think was good enough to win. The Buzz, Everything Everywhere, Fabelmans, those are the two big buzzes. It's between those two. Tar, I think, is going to take Best Actors. Maverick, I don't know. I just don't think it's going to win. Triangle Sadness and Woman Talking just doesn't have enough buzz. So, agreeing with you. So,
yeah, I started watching Triangle of Sadness the other day, and then I think I threw on All Quiet on the Western Front instead. I need to get back. No, it was either that or RRR because I've been putting off RRR for too long. So I finally got to watch that. I need to watch Triangle of Sadness, and I got to watch Women Talking.
Hold on a sec. I'm gonna give Adam a soundbite. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, he's gonna give me a soundbite. I think I know what this is gonna be.
2023. 2023 is the year I'm going to take it. I'm doing it. My year. There you go. That's you for your clip.
That's going to be okay.
Brad, to give your clip.
See, Rob, you might say that now, but keep in mind, I got to see all of these films prior to, and not just pay attention to, oh my God, award season is coming out. Let me watch all this. So I'd like to say on record right now that I'm going to win this year. I'm taking home that trophy and putting it in my new place.
Interesting.
Get Adam. Do your sound bite now.
My sound bite. Okay. I won it 3 times already. I don't need to win it again.
Too bad your mic stunk.
Yeah, it's down a delay.
3-time winner Adam. He's taking it this year. He's doing it. Yeah, right.
No, that's it. Did my mic?
Your thing broke up.
What then?
It's brutally bad.
Okay. Is it okay now? Or?
Just when you have to record the soundbite, that's when it went out. So.
Okay, give me 1 second. Give me one second.
I do gotta go though, so I just wanted to pop in for the last couple. So
1 second.
It was a great stream, by the way. You guys did good. It was fun. I had you guys on while I was working, so I had some calls and some work and finished up a project here. Sorry I couldn't make the whole stream, guys.
Thanks, pal. Yeah, I'm just there. There we go. I was just quickly doing something. I'm trying to grab a video bite. Can you hear me better now?
That's better, yeah.
It's
okay,
still delayed.
It's very still delayed.
Yeah, see, your camera is ahead of you. See, think of me as your camera.
Oh.
Then I'm going to be so far ahead of you in the points this year.
Oh wow! I see where you're going with that. No, I think
I'm just waiting to see who's
I,
worse, Brandon or Dan this year.
Listen,
I've won it that many times. I don't.
I mean, not to say I
So
haven't put in
that's-
See, Brandon, we say this every year. Brandon goes with his heart, and that's what makes him.
I'm not going with my heart this time. I'm seeing what's like actually because listen. If I went with my
love that
heart
you
on
go with
certain
your heart,
things,
but it is what it is. So, okay, Adam, do your sound clip. Good.
Okay, so my sound bite was, and I'll do this full screen. I've won it 3 times already. I don't need to win it again.
sure.
So
You should be holding your awards in here.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get a full screen soundbite. Good.
Okay, we'll do it full screen.
Your full screen.
We'll do it full screen.
soundbite.
So, okay.
You guys don't know he
Ready?
pulls clips for his thing. This is the year, RobFuz 2023. I'm taking it all. Taking it all. It's your turn, Brandon.
Oh, yeah. Are we redoing it?
Yeah, you full screen.
Oh, okay. See, you say that now. Oh, let me turn my blur off. Hold on. See, Adam, Rob, you guys might say that now, but I've done my homework this year. I've seen all these other films prior to the announcements. So, that being said, I'm taking the cake this year. I'm taking the trophy, and I'm putting it in my new place. What better way what better housewarming gift than to win the Oscars this year and get that trophy from you? It's on.
I've won it 3 times already. I don't need to win it again.
All right, guys, I gotta go. Excellent time, good nominations. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're gonna start wrapping that up now. Anyway,
I think the movies this year are lousy again, as usual. As Adam would say, you say
there's
this
a
every
lot more
year.
blockbusters this year.
I'm not liking the movies. I'm not liking them. So
I think you say this every year, though. That's the problem.
I
You
do.
say this every year, and there's a lot more
I do.
blockbusters in it this year. So
I do say it every year. I gotta go though, guys. Oscars, I can't wait. I'll see you guys. Friday is my birthday. Hopefully, you can make it, Brandon. Maybe have some.
We will endeavor to be there, Rob, for your birthday on Friday. I will have a bit of a practice with my band, so I might be a little bit late. So
okay, just make it when you can. Bye, guys.
Hey, Rob.
Happy Oscars.
See you later, Rob. Yeah. So we are going to start to bring that to a head now, but it is almost the Oscars time. So what have we got? Like 7 weeks? Is it 7 weeks, something like that?
About there, yeah. Let me look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, no, 6.5.
6.5.
Yep.
So so it's I'm looking forward to it. Are you going to be with us that weekend?
I am not. I'm on my bachelor trip.
Yeah, I did think that was the case. So yeah, which is a huge shame.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but like yeah. As soon I looked at the timing of that, I'm like, crap.
Welcome in, Candyman. Yeah, it's such a shame that you're not going to be here for like. Well, I mean, you'll be just not on the streams, right? You'll be around.
I'll still be and everything.
Yeah, so yeah, you'll be able to submit your predictions and things like that. So it's just yeah. Well, that's it, guys. We're gonna start to wrap it up. Yeah, it's like we say, it's 6.5, 7 weeks until the Oscars. There's a lot of films to watch. Looking forward to watching quite a lot of them. I'm not sure what the leading film contender is this year. Did we find that out in the end?
1 second. Sorry.
Okay.
What got the most?
Yeah, what got the most this year?
Everywhere.
Everything Everywhere. Oh yeah, it does lead the nominations. Do we know how many it got?
I don't have a count.
You don't have a count. Okay. Yeah, we'll cover that. We'll cover that later in award season, and we'll see. But yeah, Everything Everywhere did get the leading nominees, leading nominations. But yeah, it's an exciting year. I know Rob's kind of like, oh, it's I wasn't big on the films this year, but I don't know. Here's a very, very. I'm using ABC's trailer here, but this is a very, very brief recap of this year's films and the trailer for the Oscars. Apparently, no sound, but yeah, there's some great pictures there to be watching. So, hey, Mike Wazowski, welcome in. But yeah, some great pictures to be looking forward to seeing. So, yeah, I'm gonna go and watch one tonight, I think.
Yeah. Hey, start with everything. Do you want to end on a good note, or do you want to start great?
I'm not going to watch Everything Everywhere tonight, and that's because I'm going to watch it with Kim over the weekend. Kim's not here tonight, so that's not going to be tonight's one. I don't know what I'm going to watch tonight, but I will pick one and get it watched. So Candy Mom says she's seen Top Gun. Yeah, Top Gun is great. It is a great film. So yeah, we'll see whichever ones I like. This is one of the things I love about this point of the year is the Oscars. It kind of makes me watch things that I might have otherwise skimmed over and not bothered watching, and I end up enjoying a lot of them. So yeah, I end up finding new favorite films by forcing myself to watch things that I might have otherwise not bothered with, and thus proving that you can never judge a book by its cover, because sometimes there are some absolute gems out there. So
yeah, and we got a great year. We had a great lineup this year, which I'm super happy about, because there are so many films that just took it and just killed it, man. Like,
yeah,
it's another 2019 situation. Is we had such a stacked year. It was hard to predict. Like last year was
we had two tough years because of the pandemic. So so 2019, 2020 were good years for films, and then obviously 2021, 2022 we had essentially a lot of films that might never have been in with contention because of the pandemic, and now we're starting to get back to some sort of semblance of normality where yeah, we'll see blockbusters getting in there again. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But yeah. With that being said, guys, we're going to bring this to an end. That's our recap and our initial thoughts on the 95th Academy Awards nominees that were announced earlier today. Jimmy Kimmel's going to be hosting. I can't wait to see that because he's a great host. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the show. Got a lot to watch in the next few weeks. So
you better get started on it now.
Yeah,
that's all I can say. Is start doing your homework. Get working on it because there's so many films and the run times on these are insane. So, is Babylon playing in theaters near you?
I will double check that. I think it's. Yeah. I think it is in cinemas now. Yeah.
Okay, go check that on theaters because it won't hit digital by the time.
Let's have a look. I'm just seeing. Yes, that's in our local cinema right now, so I'll probably get that watched maybe over the weekend as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. Cool. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. So yeah, have a great night. Thanks for everyone that dropped in. Brandon, thanks to you for being here and going through everything with me and giving your feedback. Rob, thanks for popping in as well. I know it was brief because he had work to do. Dan, we need to get you back in with us at some point. Hopefully, you'll be able to watch some of the films. And yeah, we'll reconvene soon with our predictions.
Sounds good.
Cool. Okay, guys. Thanks for popping in, and we'll leave it there. Take care.
See you guys.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.